This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, is that reports are coming in how Mr. 47, the cruel Lord, the fierce king, Donald J. Trump, skipped his son's wedding down here in South Florida to stay in D.C. For preparations to continue the war with Iran. And that's why I brought out the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, because, this war in the so-called Middle East, all right, is setting the stage for all nations to get involved, all right, because that Strait of Hormuz supplies, what did they say, 20% of the world's oil, okay? So when this war with America and them JJs who are leading the charge, who are forcing America's hand to continue to fight with Iran, all right, it's going to drag a lot of these nations into it, okay, which is fulfilling prophecy, because prophecy has to be fulfilled. Okay, so this is the will of the Lord. The Lord is controlling, all right, the world stage, and you got to be with it, because this is all leading to our salvation. All right, so let's go back to Joel chapter 3 verse 9 and continue on. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, right? And the Lord set up his prophets, all right, to proclaim, all right, this upcoming, all right, which we're in the beginning stages of, World War III, okay? Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, right, okay? And that's why all you have to do is go to Google AI or go to ChatGPT and ask them in the last couple of years, have all nations put more money into their so-called defense than domestic? And it will say yes. In fact, I'll do it right now. In the last couple of years, have nations put more money into defense than domestic? This is bullshit, okay? Because America, all right, is going to do 1.5 trillion. Okay, the AI's playing little games, okay? There's been several articles over the course of many years that we've done, we've done lessons on how they're putting more money into defense than domestic. Okay, so AI is being again, they fucking with the AI. All right, this is bullshit. Um, um, let me ask it this way: Has um, defense spending increased more than domestic due to uh, the ongoing global conflicts? Let me write it this way. Let's see. See? Look at that. You see? This is why, man, it's just how you word it. It's how you word it, man. Okay, boom. Yes. See, there you go. See? Hey, Shai. Yes, global military spending reached a record of 2.887 trillion in 2025, marking the 11th consecutive year of growth and outpacing the expansion of most domestic non-defense budgets. You see? This surge has driven the global military burden spending as a share of GDP to 2.5%, its highest level since 2009. Right, and again, before we had Google AI articles, we used to find articles that said, yes, defense spending has increased and outpaced domestic spending. Okay, so it's just how you word it. All right, but this is the facts. All right, but again, it all goes according to prophecy because this is the will of the Lord. All right, He's putting the Spirit, okay, on these kings and military personnel, all right, to fulfill His will. That's why it says in the book of Proverbs, 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh. As the rivers of water, He turneth it whithersoever He will. You see, okay. NLT, the king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever He pleases. Right. So the Lord put the Spirit on these, okay, modern day, kings, these presidents, these what's it called? These politicians, to take the people's money, all right, and spend it on defense. Okay. And that's just what it is. What does it say in AMP? The king's heart is like a channel of waters in the hand of the Lord. He turns it whichever way He wishes. Exactly. All right. So this is the will of the Lord, so that prophecy can be filled. So that World War III, all right, what's it called? Gets bigger and louder and hard hitting in your face, and ultimately leads to nuclear war. Okay, because that's what World War III is. World War III, okay, ends in nuclear war. That's the end all be all. All right. However, the nukes are not going to fly until what? The mark of the beast, the RFID chip, is made mandatory, which is the Lord is guiding that too. All right. He's putting the Spirit on those, AI, mad scientists, the Neuralink companies, all right, with the brain implants, those mad scientists, because the AI and the brain implant scientists, they're all connected, as well as the crypto scientists, madman scientists, because this is all connected, all right. So that in order for you to buy or sell, you have to take that digital, okay, all, aka the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, okay, and that's a fact. All right. So yeah, so let's continue on. So this confirms that this prophecy is being fulfilled. Joel chapter 3 verse 10, beat your plowshares into sword and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Right. Okay, you also got nations building nukes. Okay, remember, there are no more nuclear treaties. Okay, the last nuclear treaty expired in February of this year. Okay, so all these nations, okay, are going to get into building nukes. All right, that's the will of the Lord. All right. NLT, hammer your plowshares into sword and your pruning hooks into spears. Train even your weaklings to be warriors. Let me see what it says, AMP. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Right. Okay. And the nuclear missile is the equalizer. Okay. All right. And that, people are seeing like, hey, if I get a nuke, America won't attack us. That's why do you think America, okay, hasn't fucked around, okay, with North Korea? Because North Korea has nukes, all right? So it's emboldening all these nations to get nukes, okay? Which is to fulfill prophecy. And there's nothing, and it's easy now to get a nuke and build one. All right, it takes less than a year. Let's put it that way. All right, because the technology has been advancing. Knowledge. The scriptures talk about knowledge shall increase. You know what? Let me get that. No, it's in the book of Daniel, chapter 12. Right, Daniel chapter 12. Where is it at? Yep. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Right. So, all right, it's easy now to make a nuke, okay, in less than a year. It doesn't take years now to build a nuke, okay? It doesn't. And again, this is to fulfill prophecy. This is the will of the Lord. Joel chapter 3, verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. In the Hebrew, it means, the Hebrew way of saying Jehoshaphat is Yahweh Shaphat, and it means Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Right. And where's the valley of Yahweh's judgment? All right. The so-called Middle East. Okay. The Levant. Okay. West Asia. That's why the Lord is making that tension so hot. And that Strait of Hormuz is a great way to drag everybody there. Because once the JJs and America continued the war with Iran, and this time boots on the ground, it's going to disrupt the global economy worse than what it is now. Okay? Worse than what it is now. All right? And that's when these nations are going to have to get involved to protect their interests. All right? And a lot of them are already involved behind the scenes. Okay? Whether they're supplying intelligence or supplying resources. All right? Just Google how many countries are directly or indirectly involved in the Ukraine and Iran war. All right? Google it. It's worth a Google. So, 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Right. Meaning destruction. Okay? And this third world war, all right, is going to bring about the destruction. 2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Right. Okay? And get ready for a draft. Your children will be drafted. Okay? Into this war. Okay? And there's going to be a heavy depopulation of men. Okay? That's how we know Isaiah 4:1 is coming. It's coming quickly. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Jumping to the point. Verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Right? We're in a time of war. Okay? And in a time of hate. All right? That's the season we're in. Facts. Last one, and I'll close out. Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. Right, so, all right, we're in a time of prophecy, man. All right, and that's the spirit you got to be in. If you call yourself a man of the Lord, you need to be in the spirit of prophecy. Okay? And as you can see in 2026, all right, it's mainly us here at Great Millstone, through the spirit of power Yahweh Bashem Shai. all right, from the apostle elders on down, that are in the spirit of prophecy, okay, that are going, okay, into these articles, all right, and filtering it through the scriptures. Here it is. Trump skips his own son's wedding down here in South Florida, okay. This is a 3-day weekend, all right. He doesn't want to be in D.C., but something happened, all right. And again, it's the war in the Middle East, okay. And again, we're in the beginning stages of World War III. So let's see what happens, okay? All right, this war is only just getting started. Get ready for boots on the ground, okay? You already got, let me show you something real quickly, and then I'll close out just to track USNI fleet tracker. All right, these are the transponders that follow, all right, the Navy ships, all right? And these Navy ships, all right, are carrying soldiers, mainly Marines, okay? All right? And of course they carry aircrafts, warplanes. So as you can see here, what the fuck is going on? Gotta do this. So some bullshit. As you can see here, you got the Abraham Lincoln, which is an aircraft carrier, okay? And it's surrounded by destroyers, okay, to protect it. You got the George H.W. Bush, is another aircraft carrier, okay? And then you got the USS Tripoli, which is literally, okay, a ship that just carries Marines. All right, and then you got this Boxer ARG, okay, and this is what they're showing us. And again, this is from the May 18th. All right, this Boxer ARG wasn't here. It was all the way the fuck over here. And now look where it's going, okay? And this Boxer right here carries nothing but Marines, all right? So obviously, okay, it's about to be boots on the ground. And I'm watching this USS Nimitz. They extended this aircraft carrier, okay, which is a warship because it carries, okay, warplanes, right? They extended it to 2027. This USS Nimitz is supposed to be decommissioned, all right, meaning not operational. It's supposed to go back to the fucking Norfolk, Virginia, all right, to be disassembled, all right. And then you got this Ford that got fucked up. This USS Ford aircraft carrier that got fucked up. Okay, it's mending its wounds. So we in time, man. We in time of war. There ain't no peace. It's only war. Okay, because this is the spirit of the Lord. Okay, this is what He wants to fulfill prophecy. All right. So let's see what happens. Lord willing, this war continues on. All right, and Lord willing, this weekend, okay, Donald Troops finally sends the boots on the ground. Okay. Being pushed by them JJs of 1948, the small hats. The least of the flock shall draw them out, right? Because it's the JJs, the 1948, the small hats, that are pushing America, dragging America, drawing America into this war. All right? That's why America will never be able to leave the so-called Middle East, because that's not the will of the Lord at the end of the day. Okay? Again, I'm giving it all to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It is the will of the Lord. That's why you have war. Okay? And you should be for these wars, because we need these wars to get the F up out of here. Okay? All right? So, Lord willing, let's edify. And I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. All right. The Lord is turning up. All right. He's setting it up, the stage up. All right. So that we can be delivered. Okay. And yeah, man, we only have a matter of months. And when we say months, all right, it could be 12 months, it could be 24 months, it could be 36 months. We only have a matter of months, okay? All right, and that's just, and you should be excited about that, all right? And you should be in the spirit to want to get up out of here, man, all right? Because this place is wicked, it's demonic, and it's ran by wicked people that are pushing this demonic spirit, okay, all over the earth. All right. For the few that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, praise your cup of shalom.